The taste of rot when dressed in gold. Poison water runs so deep, floods the roots of what we keep. The air is thick, all sugar laced with holy lies and plastic grace. Dreams are sold in crimson veils, youth of ours with truth impels. Morals shift in silent suction, and beauty dies in reproduction. Drink deep from the golden cup, raise it high, then smash it up. Forget the truth, rewrite the past. Their kingdom's built, but it won't last. Chemicals light the fractured road, decay the gift they once bestowed. We breathe in smoke, pretend it's air, and wear the ruin like we care. Every sigh a cancered hymn, choking on the light grown dim. They paint the world in hollow grace, but truth is written on its face. Drink deep from the golden cup, raise it high, then smash it up. Forget the truth, rewrite the past. Their kingdom's built, but it won't last. They whisper sweet their bitter lies, a ship that sails but never flies, a sea of greed, a shore of pain, and still we drift. Drink deep from the golden cup, raise it high, then smash it up. Forget the truth, rewrite the past. Their kingdom's built, but it won't last. Let the ashes mark the cost. Truth returns when gold is lost. The feast is over, the veil is torn, and now the reckoning is born. When the dogs take over the temple, they teach obedience, not truth. When wolves are crowned with holy thread and call themselves the flock instead. When lips that bleed preach peace aloud and hide the blade beneath the shroud. When poison prays in soft disguise and truth is strangled into lies. They break the locks, they paint the gate, then call the fall a twist of fate. It starts with roses torn by feet, then stolen ground they claim is sweet. The fire whispers I bring light, while turning strike the match. And when the dogs take over the temple, there's nothing left worth saving. They speak so loud, but silence shows more. They paint the world in borrowed light, tell you day is born from night. Say the smoke is just perfume, while roses wilt inside your room. They dress their chains in velvet threads, hide the rust beneath the red. They sell you peace with bloodied hands, and hope you'll never understand. But trust your eyes, not the lies. Truth don't flinch and truth don't hide. What you see is what remains when the stories twist and names have changed. Trust your eyes, not the lies. There's thunder beneath the lullabies, and all the kings that claim the crown will fall when no one kneels down. They say the light is theirs to keep, but their shadows run too deep. They name the storms and call them grace, while stealing skies from open space. But if the flame begins to rise, don't shield your gaze or close your eyes. The truth will burn but not destroy. It clears the ash to make new joy. So trust your eyes, not the lies. Truth don't flinch and truth don't hide. What you see is what remains when the stories twist and names have changed. Trust your eyes, not the lies. There's thunder beneath the lullabies, and all the kings that claim the crown will fall when no one kneels down. So trust your eyes, not the lies. Let the silence break the ties. There's beauty still in shattered things, and truth still walks with broken wings. What you see is what survives. Hush now, child, close your eyes. Let the bitter taste disguise a little lie in honey tea. Swallow down what's taught to be. You were fed from a silver spoon, stories soaked beneath the moon. Milk so sweet with venom laced, blessed by hands you couldn't face. Songs they sang to make you sleep were whispered truths they couldn't keep. Wrapped in ribbons, dressed in white, but stitched in shadow, veiled in spite. Milk and venom in your veins, smile through the growing pain. Hold your tongue, don't make a sound. built a garden made of rules, raised in pews and wooden schools, taught to bow and love your chains, then thank the ones who cause your pain. Call it grace, call it pride, call the monster safe inside, call it family, faith, or fate, but don't call out the masquerade. Milk and venom in your breath, swore it smelled like life, not death. Hold the shame behind the smile and walk the aisle like it's your trial. They never meant to break your wings, they just clipped them to keep you safe. They never meant to feed you lies, they just called it love and prayed with knives. Sleep now, child, the world won't bend, but maybe you can choose the end.
Smell white, sweetheart. I can smell the earth on your breath.
They paint the cracks in porcelain white, lace on the cuffs, dirt out of sight, stains on their tongue, sugar on lips, handing out halos with blood on their tip. They swear they've seen the Holy Ghost while draining the glass for another toast. Feathers fall from borrowed wings, they've never flown, but they sell the dream.
They teach the light, but choke the flame.
Praise your pain, then trademark the name. Dead man's bones beneath the gold, silver tongues, but hearts gone cold. Polished lies and perfumed breath, sated masks that reek of death. Whitewashed tombs dressed in pride, rotting truth where guilt should hide. False-born kings, velvet thrones, all built atop dead man's bones. They sign the checks with hidden claws, break the rules, then write the laws. Build their shrines on stolen ground, cry for peace with war and sound. They name the storm, then sell the cure, wipe their mouths and call it pure. They walk the stage in holy suits, but slip out back in poison boots. They raise their hands and cast their stones, but never claim the skin and bone. Dead man's bones beneath the charm, sanctified with hidden harm. Kiss the ring, ignore the moans of all they buried under stones. Take your sermon, twist it tight, sleep with sin, then sell the light. Worship fame, let virtue rot, heaven's gate you've long forgot. There's a garden under glass, but it only grows if no one asks. Bleed the truth and drown the cries, silent screams beneath your ties. Won't someone name the saint today? Oh wait, she just burned cats for pay. Raise your banners, hide your tracks, praise the walls while breaking backs. Dead man's bones in fancy dress, faith for sale and truth for less. Tell the crowd to kneel and pray while you dance the night away. Sculpted in gold, laced in shame, painted death that speaks your name. Graves they build with pentatones, call them saints, but I smell bones. So clean, so bright, but darling, you forgot to bury the stench. Feathers fall like quiet sin from hollow bones and weathered skin. They've never soared, they only pose, a grace that withers as it grows. Oh, borrowed wings, so pale, so worn, live the damned, not the reborn. We scream in silence, lost in seam, chasing ghosts of a dying dream. Rust-stained gold, a gilded lie, splintered truth beneath the sky. Whispers lead with poison grace to empty thrones and fall from place. Where shadow clings to every tread, we walk among the cracked and dead. One voice like ash, the other flame, both fading slow, both curse the same. Oh, borrowed wings, so pale, so worn, live the damned, not the reborn. We scream in silence, lost in seam, chasing ghosts of a dying dream. Feathers drift through endless gray, never meant to find their way. Two voices break, then intertwine, echoes lost in fractured time. They called it care, but it felt like chains and lace. They told me stars could only shine inside a box behind a line. They cupped my hands and stole the flame, then said my silence was a name. They wrapped the sky in silver thread and taught me light was something fed, like crumbs to crows, like gold to dust. But none of it was meant for us. They stole the light, but not the fire. We still breathe through the barbed wire. They can dim, but not erase the spark still burning in this place. No crown can own the sacred night. We rise beneath their stolen light. They sweeten venom with perfume and plant dead roses just to bloom. They say obedience is grace, while stepping on your sacred space. I feel the truth still drawing near. What they can't kill, they twist with shame, but they can't bury what remains. They stole the light, but not the fire. We still breathe through the barbed wire. They can dim, but not erase the spark still burning in this place. No crown can own the sacred night. We rise beneath their stolen light. They took the songs from others' lips, called them noise replaced with scripts. But still the old words burn like coal. Still the fire waits beneath the soul. They stole the light, but not the fire. We still breathe through the barbed wire. They can dim, but not erase the spark still burning in this place. Let them fear what they can't find. We rise beneath their stolen light, still rising there, and still could rise. like silk across the floor. Say your name like it's folklore. Smile slow with wine-stained grace, but there's blood behind their face. They feed you flattery and smoke, wrap your throat in scented rope. Say you're safe, say you belong, while pulling threads where you are strong. He'll do so gay, serpents in silk, in velvet disguise, speak like lovers, but see with wolf eyes. They praise your light, then shatter your flame, stroke your ego, then curse your name. They never strike till you close your eyes. Serpents in silk always smile when they lie. They wear your weakness like a charm, hold your secrets without alarm. They offer calm, they say they heal, but twist your truth until it kneels. Their teeth are dipped in sugar gold, their story's sweet, their glance is cold. You think you're dancing, feel adored, but you're just prey they can't afford. Haven't been so bright, serpents in silk, in velvet disguise, speak like lovers, but see with wolf eyes. They praise your light, then shatter your flame, stroke your ego, then curse your name. They never strike till you close your eyes. Serpents in silk always smile when they lie. I saw the threads inside your words, felt the poison in your pearls. You wear your mask so well, my dear, but truth was whispering in my ear. I won't drink from hands that tremble, won't bow down to charm and scandal. Your mirror lies reflect too well, but I've learned the scent of pain. Serpents in silk, in velvet disguise, speak like lovers, but see with wolf eyes. They praise your light, then shatter your flame, stroke your ego, then curse your name. They never strike till you close your eyes, but I see them now and I won't die polite.
They move like silk across the floor.
You didn't see it, or did you look away? They paved the grave before the crime with silver shovels dressed in lies, built a wall of smiling men, then buried truth again and again. They scrubbed the blood with perfume soap, put blindfolds on the telescope, wrote the script, erased the name, left the ashes, kept the flame. Bury the witness, break their voice, call it madness, call it choice, but somewhere deep beneath this ground, the truth still screams without a sound. Dig it up before it dies, before the silence swallows light. They'll burn the proof, erase the fight. If we don't dig, we lose the right. A statue built on bones and guilt, painted gold so no one tilts. They auction and justice lock the doors and sweep the bodies through the floor. Truth is gaslit wrapped in silk, a sacrifice they proudly milk. Say it's holy, say it's clean, but I've seen what's behind the screen. Bury the witness, blind the eye, dress the wound and call it right. But somewhere deep beneath this ground, the truth still screams without a sound. Dig it up before it fades, before the dark becomes our cage. They'll rewrite every shattered page. If we don't fight, they'll win the stage. Shovel the secrets under gold, build your kingdom on the cold. Silent screams replace the sound, but truth don't rot beneath the ground. I've seen the hands that hold the blade, smiling while they dig your grave. You call it peace, I call it war. Bury the witness, chain the light, but we remember, burn the light. The truth still breathes in broken stone. We dig together, not alone. Dig it up before it's gone, before the last of us moves on. They'll silence all if we stay tame, so speak the truth and name the names. I saw it, and I won't forget. She walks in mirrors, polished bright, reflecting what they say is right. She learns the script, recites the lines, pretends that she was never mine. They clap and cheer, her practiced smile, but never ask her to stay a while. 1,000 hands, a million eyes, but none that see behind disguise. Crown of echoes, fragile gold, carved from silence, shade from mold. It fits so tight she cannot breathe, but they all cheer so she believes. Lifted high on borrowed light, her shadow weeps in velvet night. She wears their praise like wedding lace, but can't remember her own face. He learned young to bow and please, to hide the fight beneath the ease. He dressed in crowns he didn't earn, and wore the scars he didn't burn. He danced the way they taught him to, a marionette in tailored shoes. But even stars can lose their name when every light begins the same. Forged from fame, he can't recall his given name. They built him high but hollowed through. He broke the day he told the truth. The echoes clapped and turned away, left him cracked in silent gray. Now he speaks but not for show, to find the voice he let go. If love's applause, it fades too fast, and praise can turn to ash like glass. But still we chase that fleeting sound until we're buried in the crown. It doesn't shine, it only weighs and robs the soul to win the stage. But those who know their name inside can take it off and still survive. Crown of echoes, let it fall. No throne is worth this fractured soul. The ones who kneel to earn the cheer forget the ones who hold them near. So take it off, return your name. breaks like glass. But now at last, we're free at last. If there was a God I could truly know, I'd want him outside of the painted show, not on a stage in a perfect suit, but walking slow, wearing worn out boots. If grace was real, I'd want it near, not just a word I hear once a year. I don't know much about the plan, but I'd give a lot just to understand. Simple faith, I've been looking for you, not behind glass or in polished pews. If there's a voice that calls my name, let it be soft, not wrapped in shame. I don't need thunder, don't need proof, just a little truth, just a little truth. I come from folks who follow stars, crystals, roots, and healing jars. But I've seen death and I've seen light, and felt a love that pulled me right. If there's a soul, it don't end here. I felt it whisper when none could hear. And if that love can save one breath, then maybe that's the faith I get. A simple faith, I've been looking for you, not behind glass or in polished pews. If there's a voice that calls my name, let it be soft, not wrapped in shame. I don't need thunder, don't need proof, just a little truth, just a little truth. I've known snakes that preach from gold, with velvet lies their hands still hold, and saints in bars who never claim, but love so deep it felt the same. If God stood up and said, "Come near," I'd want to know He sees it clear. Let some pulpits bleed, some churches bite, and I've turned away from their stained light. But maybe there's another way to seek His face. But maybe there's another way to seek His face, to kneel and pray, not dressed in fear or grand display, but quiet words we mean to say. Simple grace, if you're out there still, come like wind and not by will. I'll find the truth in my own time, not in their rules, but in the climb. I know the rubble, I've walked the road, but I believe love still unfolds. And if there's grace beyond the gate, let it be simple, let it be great.
I never pulled the trigger, I just paid the man who did. You sip champagne in mirrored halls while kingdoms crumble, empires fall. No blood on your designer threads, just contracts signed in crimson red. You never shouted, never swung. You hire the wolves, then hold your tongue. You play the saint, you fund the war, and walk out cleaner than before. Clean hands, dirty empire. You lit the match and called the fire. Bought your throne with silver lies, then blessed it all with alibis. You never pulled a blade or gun, but someone did, and you still won. runs cold in every dime. I saw your silence wear a crown. I watched you smile as cities drown. And when the smoke began to rise, you said you only built the sign. Don't blame the king, just blame the pawns. Don't name the hand, just name the bombs. They bought the gold and paved the streets, but left the bodies at our feet. Clean hands, dirty empire. Build it high, then raise the choir. Sing a hymn to power and pride, while truth gets buried just outside. You kissed the cross, then turned your eyes, while funding quiet genocide. Not my hand, not my sin, but every lie still pulls you in. I never pulled. Preacher man wears polished shoes, but the bones rattle loud beneath his pews. He got the jet, the mansion, the gold-plated pen, a cross around his neck, but he ain't seen heaven since when. Shaking hands with snake-eyed kings, while the choir sings of righteous things, but his gospel's paid in silent deals, while mama skips her 7th meal. You call that holy, you call that grace, while you flash that grin in the devil's face. Whitewashed tombs with silver tongues preach the light while hiding guns. You sell salvation by the pound, while your empire burns the ground full of dead men's bones. I don't wanna be you on Judgment Day. If there's a God, he'll look your way and say, I never knew you. You ain't no prophet, just a polished brand, washing blood off your money hand, breaking bread with liars in robes, while the faithful starve in mobile homes. He's preaching heaven, faking tears, while sipping scotch in chandelier years, with the secretary on his lap, while he preaches purity over the cloud. I ain't a preacher's kid, no papers frame, but I've never touched a child that smiled through shame. Whitewashed tombs with silver tongues preach the light while hiding guns. You sell salvation by the pound, while your empire burns the ground full of dead men's bones. I don't wanna be you on Judgment Day. If there's a God, he'll turn away and say, I never knew you. Another gospel creeps right in, whispers soft while it spins its in. Followers break just to survive, while you drain them just to stay alive. You fake the light, you fake the cross, you bought your way and count the loss. But judgment ain't a padded pew, and the fire sees right through you. Whitewashed tombs dressed in silk preach of love while drinking guilt. I see your hands, I see your games, your God's a brand, your church a shame full of dead men's bones. I don't wanna be you on Judgment Day. If there's a God, he'll tear the stage and say, I never knew you. I never knew you. Not even once, and without a name. We know who wins in the end. We know who wins in the end. You hide behind your laws and lies while pulling strings with dead men's eyes. You act the same, the wounded pawn, but we all know what's going on. You bought the stage, you paid the crowd, built your cult beneath the shroud. But the wheel turns and when it stops, your pedestal will rot and drop.
Truth burns in the mouths of thieves. In silence, justice grits its teeth. You won't control the storm you fed.
When the vipers turn their heads,
Den of vipers, we see you. Veins of venom bleeding through. You think the world forgets your sins, but we all know who truly wins. In the end of all things,
we know who sings. 7 years or 7 hours, doesn't matter, you devour. Every law you craft to shame is just more fuel to feed the flame.
we're not your cattle, not your prey, not your silence, not your slaves.
We see the fire in the cracks when we'll let our turn back.
We're the watchers, we are the storm, we are the voices you try to default.
We are with love.
Den of vipers, the hour's near. Our whispers fade, but truth is clear. You built your throne from stolen breath, but every lie will bleed in death. You think you win in the end, but truth doesn't bend. And we know who wins in the end of all things.
Your time is etched in ash and dust, and we are the ones who watched and remembered.
Imagine a fate where the lie is divine and the truth is a crime.
False prophets in velvet robes, feeding pigs behind stained glass thrones. Call the cattle, brand their skin, smiles wide, rot within. Pretend to be what you're not, wear the mask and sell the rod. Gold tongue thieves in holy light, you built your heaven on our plight.
Shovel lies without the proof, pull the cord, distort the truth. Silken hands that twist the blade, sanctified in what you made. False religion burning bright, scripted laws that kill the light. You think we're deaf, you think we're blind, but truth survives beneath the grime.
We see you, we know your kingdom will fall slow. A world of lies, a throne of ash. Pull the news, protect your cash. Preach a peace to sell the sword. Worship war and call it Lord. Innocence bled for your gain. You bless the chains and curse the pain.
Too big to fall, we know your name, and every altar hides your shame. What if the war they promised has already begun? What if we're the rising tide, the storm beneath the sun? What if you've trained us all too well, and now we see the holy light, the heresy what you've done with your disease. One last prayer before it ends. Let the broken rise again.
They dress the wolves in ivory silk and lay them down in graves of guilt, then carve their names in holy stone while angels weep alone. They smile and sell you better days while digging out your resting place. Across a crown, a perfect lie, all polished up for when you die. They raise their hands, they bless your name, then trade your soul for fleeting fame. They preach of hope with bloody teeth and light the fuse beneath your feet. False prophets, pretty graves, whispers wrapped in golden praise. They build the stage, they write the end and sell you out like it's pretend. They kiss the ring, then slit the throat, call it mercy as you choke. They frame the war, then beg for peace, their sins performed in velvet seats. They tell you you're the chosen ones, then burn the bridge and block the sun. And as the ashes fill the air, they say it's fine, God put it there. You crown the monster, fed the beast, you bless the cage and curse the feast. You kiss the boots that stomp your face, then sing of love while choking grace. No more lies, no more kings, we see the rot beneath your rings. You sold us out with every breath, but truth will drag you down in death. False prophets, pretty graves, polished words your soul betrays. You think the end won't dare arrive, but snakes don't burn, they just survive. You think you've won, but truth has teeth and it's coming back beneath your feet. Grave looks pretty until it opens.
Joe says there's only one narrow way, and I say the stars don't all burn the same. He sees a book, I see a flame. We talk in circles, end up right where we came. He's got scriptures, I've got signs. He talks redemption, I talk skies. He bows his head, I raise my hands. He says he kneels, I choose to stand. Oh, Joe, you speak like thunder rolls while I chase light through open souls. You want truth that holds its ground, I want winds that spin me round. But I see love in your eyes, not gold or pride or show. And maybe that's the gospel, not the church, but you, Joe. Ain't what it should be. I say it never felt like a home to me. Pews and stages, robes and shame felt more like prisons than stars don't seem so far today. You kept it simple, soft and true, and somehow that got through to me too. Maybe I don't need all the stars to know what grace can grow. If only it were a simple thing, like sitting down with joy